What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know. Stop, brother. Get off me, brother. We get it in. Welcome back to another Superwood. But before we get into the Superwood, brother, let's really get into it. Let's get to this intro. Welcome back to the channel. And if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directing the direction of the dope content that I stay kicking. And I appreciate the support, man. I'm very humbled by it. Thank you. Are you ready, brothers? It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without the white man to step two, brother. All right. Shouldn't have left you without a Roach video to step two, right? This one right here is going to boggle your mind, and your mind's going to be boggled. I promise you this, right? It's another Superwood, and let me tell you right now, how's a motherfucker going to lie? There's a lot of people out there that will tell you prison stories. They're here. Do I got a string right here? Watcha. Here we go. Let's do it together. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Let's do it like that. Anyways, right? There's a lot of people that'll tell you a prison story, and it'll be bull caca. Straight lies. They hear another story on the internet, or they hear a homie talking about it, or someone else was there and they put themselves all in the mix. Hella crema on the tacos. Oh, I was there, bro. Yeah, who kicked it off? The blacks. Always. Oh, the brothers did it. Right now, quick to blame the brothers, right? But this is a story that I was being told by Roach when I was fucking there. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no way. There ain't no way, guys, right? But I let him tell the story, and this was the one time me and him had an altercation that really altercated, right? And I'm just going to say enough was enough with me and Roach, and we were at that boiling point. So what had happened was he had fronted me 2 zips, okay? And look, it wasn't my fault. This is exactly what happened. I went to a homegirl's pad, and I should have known better, but I was in between one chick and a whole lot of others, right? So I got kicked out, and I had no place to stay, so I went to my homegirl's house. Now, the reason I was able to stay at that certain homegirl's house as much as I wanted was because I busted her fucking with a homeboy that was married that she shouldn't have been fucking with, was never going to say anything, but I used that as leverage, right? I was blackmailing her. She was getting blackballed and I was blackmailing. That's what was happening, right? So one day I go to her pad, I knock on her door, no one answers. So I'm like, I know she's home, man. I need to take a piss. I was out there wandering, homeless bone like a motherfucker, right? Damn, I need to take a piss. So instead of just going in the backyard and doing my thing, I wanted to use the restroom. I wanted to smell Febreze, right? Like, sometimes you just want to just be comfortable. And I might have had to go number 2. So I'm knocking and knocking and knocking and knocking. No one answers. But I could hear her kid in there, her son. So I'm like, mijo. And he knows, I can't answer the door for stranger. I'm not stranger, fool. I mean, I'm strange and shit, but I'm not that strange. Open the door, man. It's me. So he opens the door. Boom, I'm up in there. Where's your mom's? She's in her room. She hasn't come out yet. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Give this guy some malto meal. Give this kid some kick cereal, something, right? Give him something more than a empty TV screen and a whole bunch of roaches crawling across it. Like, help him out. So I go to the back to let her know I'm there, right? And at first I poured him some cereal. Like, here, man, you want some cereal and shit? I've known her son since he was born, since he fell up out of her, right? So I poured him some cereal and all that, and he's good. And he's like, thank you. I put on Cartoon Network, and boom, I go to the back and I could hear some extracurricular, curricular activities going on. I just made a word up, right? Because he was going in circles on that shit. And I opened that door and man, the bear just exploded. I was mind blown. A well-known homie of mine, I ain't going to say his name because I know his old lady might watch me, right? Was knee deep. I mean, he was Jason Love deep up in that, right? And I shocked because I never seen my homegirl in that position before because she's like a sister to me, right? Right? And then I see who it is. The homeboy, he looks at me. He's like, what's up, eh? I'm like, right? What the fuck are you guys doing? So he jumps off her quick, right? And I see everything, right? And I'm captivated by the vision of what I've never seen that I'm intrigued, right? Like, damn, no wonder you're over here. So she's like, hey, don't tell no one. Don't tell no one. I said, I ain't going to tell no one, right? But damn, this was like the oddest couple of them all. Like, what are you doing over here, bro? What window did you climb in to get in her room? Like, I never thought that these two would ever, I knew they knew each other from a distance, but like, how did this happen? Tell you how it happened. Drugs. That's how it happened. Dope, right? So I knew the homegirl was kind of on one, but I didn't know the homeboy was on one. But now I see he's on one and in one. Whatever, right? I said, hey, now I'm going to use this as leverage. I said, hey, let me get that extra room and shit. She's like, nah, fool, because we're painting that. The homegirl's going to move in. I said, all right. I see what's going on here. That's like, all right, fool, you can come anytime you want. So I got the pass. So I was in the meantime, in between time. And what happened was I was doing pretty bad. So I went to Roach. And I remember pulling up that day and I was like, what's up, bro? I got to get at you. He's like, hey, brother, if it's about drugs or money, I don't have one of them. You guess which one. I said money. Bingo was his name-o. Bro, how's that always got dope, but I ain't got money? I said, because you used all of it. That could be a reason. That could be one of the reasons. But I'm a white man, and we're privileged, and we can pretty much do whatever the fuck we want. So what if the Mexicans bring me a big old bag of dope and I smoke most of it? I always give them their get backs. I said, look, bro, I'm not here to argue over whether you pay dudes back or not. I'm here to argue whether I'm going to pay you back or not. I need a front, bro. He was like, brother, I'm kind of out of that. You know, I'm out of fronts. You know, I'm frontline status. I said, look, bro, just give me 2 other things. Let me work my magic, and then you know what I'm saying? Let's move on. He's like, brother, you've always been a good essay. I said, N-A. That too. N-A-A-A fucking. I've been to all of them, and I fucking hate the serenity prayer. Look, I'm gonna give you 2. If you don't come back in 3 days with my money, I said, then what? Well, then I'm gonna keep calling you, and I'm gonna aggravate you so much you're just gonna want to pay me, right? He would never threaten me like, I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna come get you. What's he gonna do? Come with Dwarfwood? I'll kick Dwarfwood so hard the Patriots will win the Super Bowl. It'll be a fucking field goal, right? So I'm like, not worried about it. But my intentions was not to burn those. This is my boy, right? My intention is to pay him back like I needed money. So sure enough, he gives me the 2. Now, this is where I get into a little bit of trouble, and this is where the whole DVI shit comes into play. I know you see the thumbnail like, thought this was about DVI. It is, right? So he fronts me the 2 zips, whatever. Boom. I get 1 off where I'm mad at, right? Easy money. The other one I was wearing a black leather jacket, and I remember putting it in the pocket right here. I was hella tired that day. Super fucking tired, right? So I pull up on the homegirl's house. I just want to get a little bit of rest before I get back out there in the streets and do what I have to do, right? And I felt like I was on a good one out there trying to hustle, right? But really, I was just trying to get paid so I could eventually get my own pad. And I was begging my old lady back, like, let me come back. It's fucking cold out here, right? It was during the winter time and everything. I remember distinctly it was December and it was freezing. So anyways, the homegirl, I go in there and there's about 6 chicks in this house painting the fucking house pink and yellow and green. Like, it's not Easter. They're not fucking painting eggs. They're on a mission, right? I should have known better, right? But I ain't gonna lie. When you see a whole bunch of girls wearing booty shorts painting, any man will skip all the bullshit to be in that shit, right? So I'm like, all right, cool. So I walk in that motherfucker like, damn, who's your homegirl? The one with no teeth, right? She's, oh, that's the homegirl Maggie and shit. All right, cool. So anyways, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna go to the room and crash out for a little bit, girl. She was like, hey, there's some pillows and blankets. And my homegirl was cool, right? So I got some blankets and pillows, and I'm not gonna lie, I fell asleep sitting up. Back in the days, we didn't have like the phones they have now, right? It was still barely getting up to par. So I'm over there trying to scroll the Ethernet, right? And as I'm doing what I'm doing, I crash out. Now I wake up probably about 3 a.m. because I have to take me a piss from hell. And when I wake up, I go to the bathroom, and then I'm like, okay, I'm up now. It's time to go hustle. Gone. Zipperelli, gone. Someone got me for the whole thing. I looked in the room thinking that maybe I rolled over and it fell out of the pocket. I'm stressing like a Smith & Wesson. More so not because of Roach, but more so because of the money. And that is going to fuck off my relationship with Roach, right? So I'm like, oh, no. And I could hear Roach in the back of my head, I'll fucking call you till the rain don't shine no more, brother. I'm like, you mean the sun don't shine? The rain, because I'm going to rain down phone calls on your ass, bitch, right? So I'm like, oh, no. So, of course, these chicks are still painting. It's 3, 4 in the morning. They're barely in their groove. Don't disturb this groove. And I go out there, and I'm like, hostage situation. I'm like, hey, which one of you bitches took my shit, right? They're all looking at me all shocked. One of them, I see her twitch. Her lazy eye gives it away, right? I said, you. And I remember this chick, right? True story. I might have to do a super on her. This was a white chick. She was like my homegirl's best friend. She had this problem. I don't know what it was called. It's called alopecia. Her hair would always fall out in clumps. So she had patches of hair. I ain't gonna lie. She could suck some children. But her hair was fucking crazy, right? She looked like the Crypt Keeper. She always wore a beanie and shit. And I remember her beanie fell off and her shit was patched up. Patches, I'm depending on you, son. Who remembers that song? Anyway, her shit was patched up. That was Patchy McScratchins. And I'm looking at her and I'm like, it's you, huh? No, I didn't do it. Sure enough, she did it, right? So after I threaten everybody, my homegirl, I'm like, fuck this. Ooh, I'm going crazy in there, right? They come up with a ball. They got a ball left. They've been getting theirs. A whole zip between 6 chicks. I'm like, what? Just clouds of smoke everywhere. I'm wide awake. No wonder, right? And so I'm like, oh, man. Well, I got to explain this shit. So I did what a G does, right? A real one. I call Roach. I know he's wide awake. That motherfucker does not sleep for months at a time. So I call him. He answers on the first ring. What's up, brother? Got my money? I said, well, hold up, bro. Damn, bro. Like that. That's how you answer the phone? Look, I already know it's going to be some bullshit. Get over here and say it to my face. Say it with your chest. Say it to my face. Say it to my face. Say it to my face. Right? So I'm going to go say it to his face. So I cruise over there, right? I don't know why I just didn't sleep in the car, to be honest with you. But I go over there and I'm like, hey, Roach. And I explained the whole situation. He's like, bro, I don't believe that shit. You're trying to tell me a white woman. Let me get this straight. A white woman has hair falling out of her head. I said, no, I'm trying to tell you that she robbed me for some numb when I was asleep. Yeah, bro, we'll get to that. This bitch, she gives good mimonas? I'm like, yeah. Well, that should be the whole story right there. You know, any chick with no teeth, a lazy eye, and hair that's falling out can't be trusted. I said, yeah, that's not normal. Oh, no, for a white woman it is. It really is. Was the bottom of her feet pink or black? I said they had a brownish tint to them. Yep, that's the usual suspect. Not highly unusual. So I'm like, all right, bro, so what are we going to do? I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do. I'm going to smoke another bowl. What you're going to do is go out there and hustle. I said, well, give me another one so I can bring it back, and I'm going to double back. He's like, brother, look, let me tell you a story about essays and why I got a little bit of love for you, but I can't do it. And I'm going to explain to you why. In 2007, brother, I was in DVI Tracy prison, and we were going at it with the Norteños. I said, wait up. And in my mind, I'm thinking, wait up. I was there in 2007, right on J-Wing, active as they come. And yes, Norteños were going at it with a group of woods called the Wolf Pack at that time. What had happened was that the Wolf Pack had tried, one of the guys had disrespected a Norteño on the tier. This is exactly why that beef went down. He had disrespected a Norteño on the tier. The Northerners got off on them. When the Northerners were on their way to the chow hall, the Woods retaliated and got off. It was a 3-on-2. Facts, right? They went on lockdown for a couple months. When they came off lockdown, this is just, I came like a couple months after this, right? When I came, what had happened was they released, I think it was H-Wing and F-Wing, if I'm for sure, right? And they went, I think it was H-Wing, maybe F-Wing. They released them to the chow hall, right? And I mean, they went to the yard. We were coming out we were supposed to go out to the yard. It kicked off, and the Norteños killed one of the dudes from the Wolf Pack. True stories, facts, it's historical, look it up, right? At the time, if you guys recall, a guy named Flaco, from a convict's perspective, he was on my tira. He was way at the end. He had that prison as far as being the overall. Just the truth, man. I'm just telling you the truth. He went out backwards, and everyone knows his story, and he's locked up doing 15 years. But the truth is, what he said when he did that, he did that. So the moves that were being made with the Wolf Pack and all that, Flaco was dictating all that, right? So anyways, true stories. I got there, didn't have too many conversations with Flaco. I was the TS at the time, tier security. So we had some interaction, but not much. He ends up leaving, bam, to the prison he's going to. I barely got there, right? So what had happened was we came off of lockdown. Well, we didn't actually come off lockdown. They brought some people off lockdown, and they took these guys that were just getting there for like violations and shit, Northerners, and they put 6 of them in a chow hall, and they released all the Woods, and the Woods got off bad and fucked the Northerners up. That really happened, right? Then it was like locked down for another 6 months. And then finally, bam, all the Wolf Packs fucking got shipped out. And it was all good because it was more geared towards Northerners in that particular group rather than all Woods. But of course, all Woods participated because they're white, brother. And that's just what it goes down as. Anyways, I was there during this whole shenanigans, during the shit at the chow hall. I remember all this. Now, I didn't participate in it because I wasn't out of my cell at that time. You know, it wasn't my building that went, or I would have. And I'd have been one of those motherfucking Northerners getting my ass kicked all around that chow hall. No free toast, right? I'd have got oatmeal right next to the toast. That's just how it would have been because there was barely any Northerners in these woods. They ain't suckers, man. not close. So that's how that went down. So I knew the whole story because I lived the whole story. So this motherfucker sitting me down trying to tell me a story. And like he well, yeah, brother. So the reason why I got problems with essays is this. I was right there. And we were walking down to the chow hall, and a bunch of Norteños pulled out knives and started stabbing us. Look right here behind my ear. I said, it looks like a blackhead. No, I don't get blackheads. I get whiteheads. I'm a Wood, brother. Don't ever fucking say that again in my presence. Right? I'm like, all right, whatever, right? So as he's telling me the story, I call bullshit on it. I'm like, hey, bro, I don't believe that you were involved in that. He said, oh, the fuck wouldn't you believe me? I'm a white man. I only tell truths. I don't care whose feelings it hurts, especially if it hurts minorities, right? I said, well, you're the minority in this decision because I'm going to tell you right now, bro, I was there. Oh, bro, I didn't see you there. Stop acting like you were there. I said, look at Roach. I knew all the whites that were there and participating. I had all their names down. I did not see you. I did not see you. There was no Roach involved. No, bro, it's because I went to the oil. I said, you didn't go to K-Wing, fool, because I slid through K-Wing a couple times. Go chill with the homeboy from Goshen. You was not there. Listen, brother, you gonna fucking call me a liar in my own house? I said, boy, we're in your garage, and this is your mother's house. Same fucking shit. I pay the rent with meth money. Look, you owe me money. Fuck the story. I said, nah, man, fuck that, bro. So that's the problem, is you motherfuckers tell these fake-ass stories, and you get away with it, bro. How you gonna disrespect my history? Oh, so now it's your history. How the fuck are you gonna disrespect America? The white man found it. I said, look, Christopher Columbus, all you bullshit. We were here first. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Remember who you owe money to. How about that, bitch? And he called me a bitch. And when he said that, was the first time Roach ever called me a bitch. We didn't play like that. See, there's certain words you can get away with and you can't get away with. I've never been one of those dudes. You know, I see homeboys doing that with each other. And when I say homeboys, I mean like just friends that are friends, right? Oh, bitch. Now don't play with me, bitch. Like, I ain't your bitch, right? That's just them words ever since I was young in the youth authority and all that, bitch, punk, suck, all that. Like, we just never used it. It just wasn't in our repertoire. Wasn't in our vocab, right? It wasn't in our vernacular. That was spectacular. We just never said that. If you felt some type of way about a motherfucker, you just said, man, that fool's acting stupid, right? Funny style. You never said he's a bitch, because that was kill you words, not fight words, kill you words if you could. So when he said that, my ears popped, right? I've been having a bad night. I'm a homeless motherfucker at this point. My old lady's fucking to some dude that looks bigger than Jason Love. You know what I'm saying? So I understand, Adam, what you went through. You allowed it. I didn't. And it just happened anyways. I got homegirls burning me. I got robbed by a hairless, toothless, good, I'm only giving white chick, right, with pink feet, slightly pink. And now I got a wood sitting there lying to me about fucking something I was involved in. Like I was there when the shit happened. Brother, you don't know about the woods. The woods got off. We fucked all those Norteños up. But this Norteño, he got me right here behind the ear. And so that's why I'm very skeptical about loaning the white man methamphetamine. I was like, how long have we been doing business and we've been homeboys? That north, south, east, west shit has never come between us, bro. Well, there's a couple times I was skeptical. There was a couple times I wanted to tarp your ass, but I didn't because you owed me money. Seems like you always owe me money. Why is it that fucking Mexicans always owe me money? I said, because you're stupid enough to give us fucking shit. Right. Anyways, we're arguing, right? And he calls me bitch. And I'm like, hey, bro, I ain't your bitch. He's like, oh, you're going to be something. If you don't pay me my money back. I said, so what? What are you going to do, Roach, if I don't pay your money back? Well, let me sit down. Brother, I promise you're good. You're safe. You're safe. I promise. We're homeboys, right? We're friends. We're friends. I said, we're arguing. Yeah, but there has to be a safe word. Like, you know, remember who said that? I'm going to say this, but don't tell anyone. Stevie Wonder said that's what friends are for. For good times, bad times, I'll be on your side until you owe me more, right? That's what friends are for. Listen, bro, let me talk to you. Listen to the white man, bitch. I'm like, what the fuck? This feels like, I didn't mean it the way I said it. And like, if I'd put it like a emphasis of like itch on it, then you would have known. I did it from coming from a place of complacency and heart, right? I said complacency. You're that complacent that you feel you can call me a bitch? Oh, you owe me money. You know, that's a bitch move to come to get robbed by a chick with no hair. I said, bro, listen, I'm calling you out on your bullshit. You're lying. I'm not hearing your bullshit ass stories, your drug-induced stories. And yes, I did get robbed by a chick with bad hair, but she gave me a mom one to make up for it. Now I'm just saying for you to help me in this situation, you give me another zipper snapper. I'm going to go take care of my bin. I'm a double bag. We're going to get it right. Yeah, brother, but I don't want to. I said, yeah, but at this point, you kind of have to because you got to pay the connect back. Oh, they're Mexican. Don't have to pay them back. I said, motherfucker, I'm Mexican. You're white. I don't have to pay you back. No, but you kind of do, brother, because we're friends. So anyways, I'm like, back to the bitch word, bro. You ain't going to be disrespecting me like that. He was like, you're just mad because the wolf pack. And I don't know how he knew about the wolf pack. Maybe he was there. I'm starting to think maybe he was, right? And the Woods fucked them Norteños up in 2006 and 7 over there in Tracy prison. And you just can't stand the fact that the white man got all over you and we pulled the white wool over your eyes and we gave you the shakalaka boom shakalaka. I said, nah, That's not the way it went. Well, that's the way it went in my story. I said, you want to know how it goes in my story? And I took flight on Roach, and I shouldn't have, because I hit him, and the man started crying. A tear dropped out of his eye. He was like, I said, my bad, Roach. I felt bad, man. I shouldn't have did that. He goes, get the fuck out of my house, brother. A fucking Mexican hit me in my own home. I said, hey, Roach, can I still get that zip? Get the fuck out of here. So I left, but I'm thinking, I don't even need it anymore because I socked him. I'm not paying him back, right? That motherfucker tracked me down the next day. Came to the homegirl's house because I went back for an extra mamon and fuck it, whatever. They're in booty shorts, right? And this fool knocks on the door. My homegirl answers. She's like, hey, there's a crazy-ass white dude right here. It's your homeboy. Oh, it's Roach. And he came in. He was like, brother, I feel fucking high. You just look at my eye, right? I'm like, yeah, you got a black eye. It's a white eye. It's a white eye, right? Yeah, whatever it is. My bad, bro. I was pretty upset yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I went through some shit. Yeah, well, we're going to go to the backyard and handle it. I said, why are you talking like that, bro? Because you fucking hit me, right? We went in the backyard, man, and I'm not even going to lie. We did a whole lot of this. No one threw a punch, kind of like Adam. No one threw a punch, right? And finally he said, brother, fuck all this. I'm going to smoke a bowl and I'll give you that zip, right? And we ended up being cool. And I forgave him for calling me the B word, and he forgave me for socking him. And I'm not going to lie, every time that I had willings and dealings with Roach, and it wasn't too many more times after this, right, that I did, that kind of like fucked our relationship up. But he was lying. He was bullshitting, right? It just was what it was, man. I always had to watch him. And I'm going to tell you guys some things on how I really had to watch him and how one time I thought I had to watch him till I couldn't watch him no more. With that being said, I hope you guys like this. I know I've been lacking on the supers. I've been very, very, very fucking busy, man. But I'm getting back to it, man. It's Friday, the fly day. Last day for a wood day and a try day. Let's go. You already know what it is. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in. And that's giving you the best supers that he can, brother. Rest in peace to my boy Roach, even though he called me the Beezy. That was fucked up.